thanks for stopping by my channel. Today's video, we are going to take a closer look at the brand new set of Woomer 90 colored pencils, and everyone's very excited. I did do an unboxing video, kind of a first impressions of what I thought about the packaging and everything, and I promised I would do a follow-up video, so this is part 2. The number one question is, do I have to, or do you have to buy the 90 color set, the 70 color set, and the previous 72 color set in order to have all of the colors? You don't need to have this 30 color set, but you do need to purchase the 90 colors and the 72 colors, the older 72 colors. So we're going to put the 30 colors aside. This is just basically a curated set of all of the greens throughout the whole. There's 133 colors. This is a curated set from within that 133 set. Okay, so we're going to put that aside. So if you love greens, definitely pick that one up. But if you want to just get 133 colors, unfortunately, you're going to have to buy the 90 colors and the 72 colors. According to them, here, I did swatch out the 90 colors here. According to them, they chose 29 of quote-unquote popular colors and 61 new colors. You know, some people are a little bit angry about that. I am also kind of, I think it's a little bit, I was thinking after I swatched these that maybe it was going to make some kind of sense that they did that, but after swatching just the 90s set here, I don't really find that it makes much sense. And they do, I read some places that they said it's a light tone palette, but I don't find this to be a light tone palette. So I was thinking maybe, oh, maybe they're just going to do like a pastel set or something, or maybe even a muted tone set. I guess maybe these colors would be considered muted tones, maybe. I don't know. You guys let me know. What do you think? What I think happened, you see how this is a 30 set here and it's only got the one drawer. I think they needed to do these sets in like 30 increments because it's got one drawer here, holds 30 pencils. And since they had 61 new colors to add, I guess it wouldn't make much sense. Well, it would kind of make sense to me if they would have just came out with 60 new colors and maybe just axed one of the colors and maybe came out later on with a even larger set or something like that. Because these have 3 drawers, so 30 to each drawer. So I think that is probably the reasoning for this odd number of pencils anyway, because 90 colors isn't really a typical set either. Number set, usually we're used to like 120, 72, you know, not talking about those crazy sets like the 300s and the 240s and stuff. But recently they have, like Arctics came out with like a little bit over 120, 126, or who else? Well, I can't think of anybody else right now, but you guys know what I'm talking about. Like there have been kind of like wonky sets lately that they go over a little bit over 120 sets, 120 pencils. So I'm thinking that is their reasoning for this odd number of colors and wanting to make a bigger set. So they had to pull 29 pencils from the old set to add to the 61 colors, and they needed to include the black and the white, I guess, to have a whole cohesive, complete set. But if you're in the color community, we want all of the colors, and we don't like, some of us don't like to be having duplicated colors and having to spend more money on colors that we already have. That's just what I think. I'd love to hear what you guys think about this. I have heard some of you guys in the comments of my last video not liking it too much, but they do have open stock, which is really great. That's a very large undertaking. The only other kind of budget sets that I can think of that ever really even tried to do it is Arteza. They would sell them open stock. I think you had to buy 3 quantities of 3. Grisaille does it. These are kind of, I find these very similar to Grisaille too. in laydown. So Preside does it, and Arteza doesn't do it anymore, I don't think, but they did do it at one point. And I know Artex was talking about doing it, but I don't think they ever were able to do it. So that is a very difficult undertaking. I do think that this company is kind of a smaller company. This was supposed to come out in October. They were short-staffed, and so it wasn't able to come out when they had intended. So I figure you guys want to see what the new colors are in kind of comparison to the old colors, and if you really need this set, and how they kind of marry into the previous set. I made a big master list of all of the colors. Actually, I made 132 colors here. I did leave out white, and just so I would have even columns here. So, but you can see here, it is pretty opaque, an opaque white. I think it's a pretty good white. All that stuff out of the way. Let's swatch these new colors. I am waiting for a bigger pencil case, because I did have the 72 set in here, and I thought maybe I could fit the new colors in here somewhere, but I can't. This is too small of a case. I think I'm like 10 pencils short to fit in here. So I'm waiting for a new case, but I thought it would be nice to have a visual, kind of a visual representation of what colors we already have if we have the 72 set. I took this list directly from the website where they have the open stock colors listed. I was able to grab what set these are in, if they're in 90 or if they're in 72, and I put that next to the number. So hopefully, if all goes well, I'll have another video for you, and I'll be able to have this organized into a good color family order. I have a lot of ideas to do stuff, but like the execution of them doesn't always work out, and you know, my follow through isn't always the best sometimes. So let's get started. I'm gonna do this in real time. I still have my 90 colors in here in the boxes, so I will be picking them out and swatching them. So hopefully that answers any outstanding questions you might have about this set. I'm not going to go too deep into to the characteristics or anything about these pencils, because I figure you guys, if you're here, you probably already know. There's been like tons of videos out there already on these pencils, and I'm just really, this video is just about checking out the new colors. So hopefully, I'm already talking for 12 minutes, so I have a feeling this is definitely going to be over 30 minutes, but we'll see what happens. If I might make it. So this one is faint yellow. I like to make my swatches like really, really like the most intense I can, because just visually I like to be able to see what the ultimate intensity I can get. These are very dusty, so you definitely need a little brush. I use this one a lot. Sometimes I forget it and I'm too lazy to pick it up, and then I make a big mess. But if those are really cheap. I think I got it for like $1.95 on maybe TikTok Shop, but they have them on Amazon too. So the next color we have to swatch from this 90 set is light yellow glaze. So these also have light fast readings, which I think I have also mentioned, which I didn't bother to put that down either, because I'm really just interested in seeing what the colors are. Like, this is what I mean about, like, maybe you could have canceled one of the colors. Like, these are very close, lemon yellow and light yellow glaze. I did notice, I wanted to mention too, I saw they were selling just the empty tin from the 72 set. So that kind of makes me think that maybe they're trying to get rid of those tins, and maybe they're going to be doing something else in the future, like a different setup. You can also, this is WP042 Yellow Ochre. They also have an option, like a bundle option on the website to buy the 90 and the 72 set together. I didn't really notice if it's any cheaper that way, but I know on Amazon it is a lot cheaper than the website just for the 72 set alone. They have been doing lots of sales on that set. So that in my mind kind of makes me think they might be either phasing that one out and just having exclusively this 90 set, or doing some kind of something new altogether. Spring Bud is WP088. Oh, I missed that one. This is in the 30 set and also the 90 piece set. Hopefully the lighting is good. I tried to put all of the lights I had on this page. I'm still not getting a good handle on how I'm supposed to set my new area up over here. So next we're looking for ginger root. Maybe I should take all of these drawers out because I don't think they're in order that I have them here. I think this is ginger fruit, probably. Yeah. What do you guys think of these drawers? I really like the drawers. I have such a hard time saying drawers. I think I'm going to stop because I'm from Hoboken, and I instinctively want to say drawers, like with a real Jersey accent, but I'm trying to be classy and say it correctly. But I like them. I think they're nice. I did have one comment in the old other videos, someone mentioning that they wish they would have kept them in the tin. So, but they do have that extra 72 tin, so, you know, I think that's kind of odd to be selling an empty tin, but I guess some people like to use them. I don't really like my pencils to be in a tin. It's too cumbersome for me. I prefer in a case. But I also really like these drawers. I did have, maybe I should put this in another spot so I don't lose it. I'll put it in the front over here. Someone asked, because I was asking if you guys would like me to do a color along with a specific set of pencils, and someone mentioned the Marie's pencils. And those also came in a set of drawers too, but like plastic ones. So I do think it's a nice concept. I think this would have been a better idea for Artex to do instead of that setup that they have in that weird box. Maybe this will catch on and more companies will do it. Now we're looking for Pale Sage. Here we go. Pale Sage WP408. And this is also in the 30 set and the 90. Then we're taking a look for Grass Green. Here we go. Grass Green WP414. That is also in the 30-piece set and the 90. This gold writing on the pencils is like a killer for my eyes. I really don't understand why pencil companies do that, especially considering, well, I know we're a little bit older in this community. We're a little old. I think after 35, 40, it's a little bit difficult to start being able to see these numbers so small and then add the shininess on top of it. WP41, that cobalt green. I probably should have put these in order before we started, but too late now. These are very pigmented. You can kind of see I don't really have to do too much to get a nice, intense, saturated color lay down here. I am using this Strathmore colored pencil paper, and it's size 9 by 12. I thought it would be easier for me to print it on such a big piece of paper so I can get them all together on one sheet and not be too small. I'm really also hoping that this chart is correct. I didn't make any mistakes. I guess we'll find out if anything's missing or I messed something up. I was using ChatGPT because I thought it would be a helpful tool to kind of get on the right track to organize these pencils. And I've been going back and forth with it for like 3 days now. It's driving me crazy. Next, we're looking for dark phthalo green. I just had it. Here it is. WP430. So I definitely want to do some coloring. Another page. I do have a video coloring with these already. And Christine Karen's Wildflower Folk, I think. She has since come out with 2 new coloring books. So I'm thinking I might do another one in there or maybe something else. I'm not sure. These did really work nicely in that book. It's published by Blue Angel Publishing. And it's a really nice paper. So this is Lime Peel. That's what we're looking for next. This is WP483. So if I can somehow maybe format this to fit onto at least an A4 size paper, I think I might put it up on my Ko-Fi page. If it doesn't, it might be too small, I think, to make sense, but we'll see what happens. Oh, next we're looking for, I think I got confused. Of course, artichoke. We're looking for artichoke. 484. I do like these more earthy toned greens. I think that's very on trend for 2026. These very muted types of greens, at least in interior design, I think I've seen a lot. What do you guys think about Pantone's color of the year being Cloud Dancer? I know a lot of people are upset. If you follow Pantone at all, every year they come out with a color that's supposed to be like the it color of the season, of the year, and everything's going to be in that color. So this year it's like kind of like a off-white color. Kind of boring, but what are you going to do? I think a lot of the paint companies have come out with a lot better, nicer, more interesting colors. I know like Benjamin Moore, Glidden, I think all of those come out with color of the years too. I wish I had gotten my pencil case before I was getting started here. I'm going to make everything a lot easier. Also would have been a lot easier if I would have put these in order before I started too. Permanent green olive, that is number 488. I have a hard time coloring and talking at the same time. I wonder, has anyone compared these to their Prismas or the Polychromos pencils. What do you think? How do you think they compare? These are, I believe these are categorized as being an oil-based pencil, but I think they're kind of like a nice hybrid, similar to, like I mentioned, Grisaille. I think they're kind of an underrated pencil for sure. I don't see too many people talking about those pencils. They only have 7G2 though. I really wish they would come out with more, but they're a really small business. Chromium Green Opaque is next. What was I talking about? Oh, like pencils that were kind of like half and half. Like I think Artex, even though they're categorized as a, I think they're categorized as waxed, but they seem a little bit like half and half to me as well. And is this the right pencil? Chromium Green Opaque. Yes, 485. I probably doing these I might end up doing these a little bit more sloppy than I intended to. But I can always go back after the video and fix it a little bit. Put a little bit more in there. I know a lot of people will sometimes ask me to do my swatches, like, you know, from lightest to darkest or darkest to lightest, but I try doing that and it's just like, I'm an over colorer and it always messes. I always do too much or too little and I get kind of hung up of wanting everything to look exactly the same. Like every swatch, I'd want it to be like exactly the same. WP490 Chrome Oxide Green. Uh-oh, I'm drinking soda over here and maybe I shouldn't. Now I just got my swatch chart wet. Well, I guess we kind of know these are not, maybe don't mix wet media with them. Chrome Oxide Green, 490. Hopefully that dries by the time I get to that end of the swatch chart. I didn't think of anything else I wanted to mention. Sometimes I forget. I wanted to mention things and the video is over and I can't go back. I sell these open stock for 95 cents. I have seen some of them are sold out already. I'm thinking maybe people wanted to get the colors, like some of the colors before because it was taking so long for them to come out with this new set. But in order to purchase them, you have to spend a $20 minimum. They say it could be on a variety of products. You don't just necessarily have to buy $20 worth of single pencils. But that makes sense because these are small. It probably costs a lot to ship just like one pencil or two pencils. So you do have to spend a minimum in order to order the open stock. WP91 Earth Green. Earth Green. Earth Girls Are Easy. It makes me think of that movie with Jeff Goldblum and Gina Davis. Remember, they used to be married. Who else is in that movie? Jim Carrey. And that other guy from In Living Color, too. Earth Green. Oh, that was kind of looking, I think I was looking for a darker green for some reason. This doesn't really scream to me Earth Green. It's like a muted kind of turquoise to me. Do you guys think of a turquoise as more of a green color? I know there's either, you know, heavier on one side or the other, or do you consider turquoise a blue color? I've had that debate with some people over the course of my life, and I find it interesting where you kind of fall on that. I think when you tell me turquoise, I think of it more of a blue color. I've had kind of arguments both ways about it. Jade green. Let's see if we can find that one. Jade green is WP492. These two colors are really nice together. Hopefully I'll be able to get this sorted into some kind of color family. I don't personally need it to be in a color any kind of color family to color myself, but I just kind of do it for fun, even though it's been taking me days. It's driving me crazy, but I have some kind of weird compulsion to put things in order, so this is my new obsession for the moment. Next, we're going to take a look for parrot green. Should be a kind of a bright green, right? Okay, so I'm going to stop for a minute and reorganize these so I can better find them. But I just wanted to show you what the inside of the box looks like without the pencils. It has this nice foam insert in here. Oh, it's like, oh, you can't take it out, I don't think. It's stuck in here. And then it also has this, which I think should be, would make sense if the pencils were facing this way. No? To prevent them from breaking rather than this way, but I guess. To each their own. Maybe I'll bet you, then you can't. I guess you have to put them this way. Maybe. We'll see. I don't think I'm keeping them in there anyway, so. All right, so let's continue. I figured out the pencils that I need to access right now for this chart. I'll go a little faster. Let's see here. So parrot green, I finally found parrot green. That was the one I couldn't find. WP493. Hopefully, I should try and get a little bit closer. Okay, so let's swatch this parrot green. I have to, it probably would be better if I didn't have this tilted for you guys, slanted here, but I'm left-handed, and in order for you to be able to see what I'm doing and not covered up, we need it a little bit crooked. I'm thinking maybe I might, in my categorizing color charts and things I'm working on, maybe I might try and pull a nice set for doing skin tones, or portrait set maybe. Might be getting a little bit ahead of myself, but I'd like to do that because I did intend to do that with some other sets a long time ago, and I never got around to it. But since this is now my new obsession, I might do it with this one too, since they do have some nice colors for skin, I think, in here. That is what I like to color the most. Did I say what color that was? WP494 mid phthalo green. And we're getting this one, WP133 carmine red. Permanent red, WP142. Do I have that? Oh no. Why do I have this color? Permanent red. Here we go. WP142. Okay. This is a nice red. Maybe it leans a little on the orange-ish side. What do you guys think? I think this set is good for people who don't like to do too many layers, because it is, you kind of get instant gratification, I think, right away with these. You don't have to spend a lot of time layering with them if you just like to do straightforward coloring. But they do say, I did read, this is Crimson Lake WP 155. I read that it's 7 layers they're claiming you can do with these. So, I guess 7 layers without running into pushback from the waxes and whatever else is in these pencils, the filler. I believe these got mostly positive reviews when they came out in the 72 set. I think there were maybe a few people that didn't like them, but for the most part, I think they went over pretty well. This is Scarlet Lake WP 159. I guess I should just read the list and not stop trying to read the pencil. So I think there were, I think there was, oh, let's do some pencil gossip here. I think there was a little controversy, or a little something happened where, this is all alleged. I had, you know, I like to lurk in the comment section. I like to read all the comments. I saw something about maybe someone did a review and they didn't like them, and then allegedly someone from Woomer came in and said, oh, well, then why don't you pay for the pencils, and if you don't like them, something like that. And then people, I haven't seen this video, I don't know who the person is they're even alleging that it is. I just read this in comments sections a few times, and I tried to look into it, but I don't see anything about it that I can tell, even if this video exists or not. But I did see one of the reps answer or respond to this thing, this drama, that that wasn't true. So I don't know which is what, if it's true or not. But this is Blue Violet Lake WP 232. Oh, that makes Blue Violet Lake WP 220. So that was the only little drama I recall seeing about these pencils out there. So these came out about a little over a year ago, I think, was when these first came out. I was a little bit late to the party. I was kind of like waiting because I was kind of like penciled out. But then I saw they were on sale for a really good deal. So I ended up picking them up, and I ended up really liking them. And then I did a video on them, and I enjoyed them. So I was really excited to see that they were coming out with this larger set. What is this? Phthalocyanine. Well, this is very much a mouthful. Phthalocyanine blue. It's funny, some of these have like really technical, like chemical compound sounding names, and then some of them are, you know, like just like regular color names, and then some of them seem like they're made up, like fun, you know, kind of made up names. When we get to the one that I think is a fun made up name, I'll let you know. It's one of the pinks. So you can kind of see these two, they do kind of wear down, not a lot, but I'm of course doing a lot of pressure on these. But they are very like pigment packed, so I think you have to be careful when it comes to, if you don't want to smear anything. You can kind of see, even with my little brush, I don't know if you can see, the lights might be too bright. You can still kind of see the dust kind of migrated down into the other squares here, especially on these really dark blues. WP 245. I'm still trying to read the pencil instead of look at the paper. Crystal, come on. Cobalt blue. For the longest time, I thought this color name was coal, like with an L, cobalt blue, and that's how I was always pronouncing it. And I kind of just realized, maybe like the last few years, I'm like, oh, it's cobalt, not cobalt blue. And this is one of my favorite colors of blues too. That's silly. Then we have Helio Blue Reddish. These definitely transfer around. If you're a lefty, be careful. I think definitely you need one of those artist gloves when using these. WP 250. Definitely gonna have to do a part 3 to this because this might be a long haul video. So if you make it to the end, let me know if you make it to the end. Next up we have, I can never really pronounce this one either. Kind of have a leftover lisp from childhood, and these THs give me a hard time. Indian Throne Blue, I think that's how you pronounce that. No, Prismacolor has this one. I don't know if they match. I think I have this on really HD too, so it might not look, maybe like a little too HD, more HD than if you would just be looking at this in real life. What is this? Indigo Blue. If you're into colors as much as I am, I have a weird color obsession. I do have this series called Color Stories where I go a little in depth on a particular color and a little bit of history surrounding when it came to be, or, you know, some sort of historical facts around that time for its uses or what have you. And I think I have quite a large catalog of them already. I've been doing them for a couple of years. Kind of ran out of good ones to do, so that's why I haven't been really doing so many lately. But I have, I think, I know I have over 20, I think. But I have a playlist of them, so I'll pop that in if you're interested in checking that out. I do want to do some new ones, maybe not necessarily colors, but fabrics or patterns I had mentioned I wanted to do. I still want to do that, but since I moved, I have kind of been overwhelmed with stuff. Another lefty problem, I have to switch this to the other way to get this in frame here, and so I'm not covering the other colors up, smearing them. If any of you guys out there are left-handed colorist like myself, and give me some tips on what help you with your coloring endeavors, like how do you avoid smudging all over the place, all over yourself. This WP 266 Aquamarine. Maybe they'll have an all blue set. I would probably buy that. I like blue. I think blue is currently my favorite color. It changes every few years. Like, I really hated orange a lot. Now I kind of like it. Kind of into orange lately. Next we have lavender. Oh, pale lavender. Do I already have that one? Oh, I don't need that one. Lavender. WP325. It's kind of odd that this one is pale. Oh no, that's pale violet, not pale lavender. It's not odd. Never mind. I can't read. I thought it said pale lavender, but no. Pale violet. All right, I think we're halfway to the finish line here. And violet, royal violet. Is that what I have here? No. I found it. Don't worry, I found it. Royal violet, WP360. Think I might, in part 3, maybe we will do a layering test along with, the color family list, if I actually end up being able to perfect it. Next up, deep violet. Okay, do I have that one? Deep violet. WP379. I'm sure somebody's going to be like, oh, why are you pressing so hard? Red violet is next. WP385. I'm starting to get hungry. I might have to take a break. A lunch break. After this row, maybe. I only want to try not to let it bleed into the next color. It's kind of why I wanted to do color families, just so you can avoid something like this bleeding into the next color when it doesn't flow. Then we have Spanish orange, WP044. This is nice and bright and intense. I like that. They're not scratchy at all, I don't think. I haven't encountered any scratchiness so far. Cadmium orange, WP060. I guess this is definitely going to be a long video, but that's okay. You can keep it on in the background. I like to watch videos like that sometimes. It's like just barely interesting enough to keep your attention, but maybe if you want to fall asleep or do something else, do the laundry, just do your own swatches just for the company. We have cadmium orange hue. Oh, now we're getting into the pinks. The new pinks. WP 126. They mentioned that these were popular colors, and it said including light colors and skin tones, but they left some of the colors I would consider skin tones out of this 90 set, so I don't really understand the thought process behind picking these colors. I don't know. I don't get it. Like, I get that you need to have white and black, because I know people complain if you don't have that, but I would have thought it would have been, I think I'm probably repeating myself, but I would have thought this would have been more so like a whole set of pastels and muted tones. Maybe it is, and I just can't tell. I can't tell what the theme of this set is supposed to be. But I do like that they added some more peachy and pinks to the set. I know a lot of sets will be kind of short on pinks. I do hear that complaint a lot from people. Flapper Dust. This was the pencil that I was talking about before that I thought was a fun name. I was wondering if, as this was, you know, a color, you know, sometimes you hear colors with funny names and you think, oh, that's a made-up color name. But I looked it up. I tried to Google it to see if it was like a legit color. But it's the only thing I could find was, I didn't really look that deep into it. But the only thing I could find is that it might be like a color reminiscent of Flapper, like the makeup that they would wear, kind of like the lipstick color, or like champagne colored or something like that. We have a 104 light pink red. Sounds like a color a paint company would have. But I like it. It's now my new, one of my new favorites in this set, the Flapper Dust. It's a nice pink. Oops. What was this one? Light pink red. Eggshell, is that what this is? No, I gotta cut this up. Eggshell, this is, I think this is, they're considering this as a pink color as well, but this is kind of a funny color. You don't know, I don't know if you would consider this as a yellow, an orange, a cream. They have this color called cream over here. This one right here. To me, this one seems more aptly named cream to me, but maybe not. I always find it interesting the way some sets will name their colors over, they'll have the same names, but different. It's not like a universal color. Some of them are, but like cream is not like necessarily universal amongst all sets. Cream to me really is more like a off-white color. That's what I would consider cream. Like a warm to neutral kind of, still in the white family. All right, light purple pink. Are we still in frame here? Did I mess this up? WP 303. Matter Pink, Pink Matter Lake. Uh-oh, we're down to the last row here. Let's make sure we're in. I can get my lefty hand around this to this side. This row might be a little bit sloppy here. Oh, can't believe I spilled my drink already. Actually, I didn't spill the drink. It was like the condensation from my cup leaked onto the paper. It's the story of my life. I'm always spilling something. Usually it's coffee. This time, at least it's a clear liquid, not anything dark like a coffee. 318 Grade Lavender. I like this color too. I do think amongst the whole 133 colors, it is definitely a nice, well-balanced set. I do think some of the colors are kind of maybe a little bit redundant for maybe like marketing purposes, I would say. Like I mentioned earlier, like why don't you just come out with 60 new colors and put them in the 2 drawers, and you know, figure out the bigger set later, how you're gonna format that and put it all together in the drawers, I guess I would say. Because now people are mad. They gotta buy 2 sets. Especially we're all kind of broke, right? I'm missing something. Oh no. Oh no. I'm totally. What is this one? Oh, terracotta. There's 2 terracottas in here. Caribbean Sea is still misspelled. They spelled this wrong. I spelled it right in my chart, but they spell it with 2 R's and 1 B. And this terracotta, there's 2 terracottas. This one, at least they kind of differentiate that, the spelling. This one's just like straight. I don't know if you can even see it, but straight terracotta over here. And then they have one terracotta. They split it up into 2 words there. So it's 2 different colors. I don't know why they would do that. Like, you go through all this trouble. I don't understand why sets, like Bruce does that a lot too, that they reuse names or they'll have the same name within the set. Like, you went through all that trouble to name like so many pencils, and then you get stuck on 1 or 2 pencils. So this is terracotta. Then I think their excuse will be like, oh, well, it's the same color but a different shade or tone or whatever, but just give it another name. Like, you made up this flapper dust name, like just make up another crazy name. And next we have sanguine. Yeah. I'm not trying to pronounce that one either. Sanguine. I like this color a lot too. I can pronounce it correctly in my head. It just doesn't come out of my mouth correctly, I feel like. Terracotta number 2. Let's see. It's more reddish brown than this one. Or maybe it is just a darker shade. It's hard to tell. Light umber. Oh, so much dust. I'm gonna have to do some house cleaning after I swatched these out. Light umber, I like this color a lot too. WP 562. I have definitely gotten more into browns. I used to not like browns either. That's funny too. I've been coming more liking browns and oranges a lot. I think I kind of had an aversion to them for so long because they reminded me of the 70s maybe. That might be kind of why I don't like green so much either. It makes me think of stuff in the 70s like polyester and all those crazy prints and wall colors back then. Chocolate, WP 563. This is a nice one for skin too, I think. It has some nice depth. This one's a little bit difficult to layer. The purples were a little bit difficult to get down as well. Caput Mortem. I do have a color story on this one, sort of. It's Mummy Brown. That's the name of that episode. I don't really... Most, when I see this color, it's a little bit more purple tinged than this one, I think. They have all of these on the website under grays, which some of them kind of don't make sense to be under grays to me because they're brown. But I think some of the browns do have like this Cadet Blue does have a gray undertone to it. And some of these browns do have sort of a gray undertone to them too, but I don't think all of them do. Sandbar brown, there's this color in Prismacolor too, right? I think so. I haven't used my Prismas in a super long time. Get back into the swing of things with those, because I keep getting all these new sparkly, shiny toys to play with in these budget sets that we don't have time to get back to the basics with the Prismas. Putty Beige. Oops, this is a very light color. I don't know if you guys can, it's gonna pick up on camera. Yeah, I guess it kind of does. At least I can tell, I can see it under the lights. Clay Rose. I guess these are the colors that they included in here is more gray tones in here. But then they also left out some grays. So yeah, I'm still trying to figure it out. I'm still trying to wrap my head around the choices that they made and what they decided to put in and what they decided not to put in. Oh, and then there's also another, I don't know if it's a mistake or what, but we didn't get to it yet, I don't think. Did we? Oh, yeah. This Cold Gray 4 that we got in the 72 set, and now we also have it in the 90 set, but there's a Cold Gray 4 Again, there's 2 cold gray 4s, and I couldn't tell if it was like a labeling mistake or they meant to do that, but I labeled it as the darker one, just as cold gray 4 dark, just to be on the safe side. Maybe one was supposed to be cold gray 5, maybe one was supposed to be cold gray 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, I don't know. Too many numbers. I got confused, so I just labeled that one as dark because it's darker. And the other one, this is cold gray 6. I don't know why they don't have a cold gray. They have gray 3 and 2 cold gray 4s. So maybe one is supposed to be cold gray 5, 3, 4, 5. I don't know. It was too much thinking for me. I couldn't think about it. I was just like, all right, it's darker. Let's just make it cold gray 4 dark. So that's this one, the cold gray 4 dark, in comparison to this one. Yeah, definitely a lot darker. Like, again, like, why don't you just give it another color name? Like, why even bother to label them like 3, 4, 5? Just give them a funny name, call it a day. Because you know somebody's going to be like, oh, this is not really cold gray 4. This is, you know, if they're going to compare it to like maybe a Prismacolor or something like that, they might have a different idea of what those numbers mean, the values mean. Too much thinking for me. Oh no. Oh my gosh, you guys. I messed up. Oh no. That was warm gray. Or did I mess up? Oh my gosh, you guys. I was too busy complaining and I think I messed this last one up. This is cold gray, but I'm calling it cold gray 4 or Ivy dark. I think I put the wrong pencil over here. Of course, at the end, when I mess it up, it's doing so good. I was so proud of myself. Didn't mess anything up. Usually I mess one thing up in here. But this is the one I just labeled cold gray dark. Ivy. Because I named it twice. So nice. They had to name it twice. All right. So warm gray VI. Warm gray VI. I think the Roman numerals is what's throwing me off. Warm gray. All right. Yeah, so I don't know why they do that. But I do like this, whatever you want to call it, color, because it's very close. It's like almost black, but not black. And finally, last but not least, we have the black grape. I like this color a lot too. Very nice. This is nice for some, if you want to get some nice depth to your shadows. It's a nice color to add, not just straight black. Okay, so we're all done. Hopefully I go back and edit this and I didn't make any other mistakes besides this one at the end. Hopefully everything worked out in this long video here, and I will be doing a part 3, and if you have any questions for me, just let me know down below in the comments. If you stuck around for this long, thanks for hanging out with me for a little while, and I hope you guys all have a really great rest of your day. Happy coloring, and I'll see you next time.